YouTube, Frosty here, the IPA guy, where we try all the best IPAs from around the country, and we give them a score from 1 to 10. Today's recommendation comes from Bill Blingsnauer from Exeter, New Hampshire, recommending the Gallactic Dank Nebula from Clown Shoes Brewery in Boston, Massachusetts. So you know what? Let's give this one a pour, a sniff, a sip, and a score, and see what we think. So, been kind of on hiatus for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry for no content for a couple of weeks, but you know, had to get away. Spent the last couple of weeks in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We have a cabin there. Me and YouTube girlfriend went there for a couple of weeks. Get some rest and relaxation. It was very nice. You know, doing nothing is very, very exhausting. Doing nothing all day. Anyway, so we get there and I totally forgot that I promised Sinbad and his wife that he could borrow my cabin. But luckily, they were going to be leaving in a few days. Totally forgot about that. So we did have to spend a few days in the cabin with Sinbad and his wife, Meredith. His name was David. Super nice guy. I met him a long time ago it was a Waffle House in Des Moines. I don't know, many years ago. Struggling comedian. Super cool guy. We became pretty good friends. So, but it's kind of sad. He's had some health problems recently, and you know, it's pretty sad. Anyway, and I totally forgot that the only bathroom I've got in my cabin in Jackson Hole is on the 2nd floor, and he's in a wheelchair right now because of his problem. Anyway, felt kind of bad about that. So it was a little bit weird. Like we had to spend 3 days with them at the cabin, us all together. Anyway, I totally forgot about that, but it was nice. But he's not funny anymore. It's kind of sad. He's like, Frosty, how do you get a Kleenex to dance? I said, I don't know, David, how do you do it? He goes, put a little boogie in it. Anyway, you know, they left, after a few days they left, and you know, it was fine. Nice couple weeks of rest and relaxation in Jackson Hole. They don't have a lot of breweries there, nothing really good, nothing to really brag about. They have a lot of distilleries. They were kind of nice, but so it was very restful, very relaxing. Now we're back at the house and got this nice review, and we're back on track. So let's give this one a review. So let's give it a sniff and see what we think about the aroma. Pops pretty well. Very nice. Very nice aroma. Check the color. West Coast style IPA. I'm not sure about that. That is it's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful amber color. Maybe like Midwest or an East Coast IPA or a New England style IPA, but definitely not. This is not a West Coast IPA, people. I'm sorry to say. This is not gold. It's not dry. This one is pretty malty. So let's get this one a real deal here. Aroma's very nice though. Color is you can tell it's very malty. Not a West Coast IPA. Let's give it a taste and see what we think. Oh, and Sinbad, I remember when I met him at a Waffle House in Des Moines many years ago. He's kind of struggling comedian, super nice guy. I loaned him the money to get it. His teeth were like, oof, it was terrible. His teeth were like really just gangly. I said, dude, David, you gotta, first of all, I helped him get his name Sinbad. That's a long story. But I said, David, you gotta get some new choppers, dude. It's not gonna go over well. So if you look at his teeth, dude, just beautiful choppers. Some of the most beautiful choppers I've ever seen. I loaned him the money for that. You know what? I gave him the money. He never paid me back, but that's fine. It is what it is. So, okay. All right. So, here's the deal. This is not a West Coast IPA. It's not a bad beer. It's a pretty good beer, matter of fact, but it is not a West Coast IPA. It is not a West Coast style IPA. This is not dry. This is not a beautiful, precious metal gold. This is a slightly amber color because of the malt they put in here. But definitely, you know, I prefer Centennial hops, but this is Simcoe, maybe some Galaxy. Nothing really too sweet in there, but it's pretty good. It's definitely not a West Coast IPA, so I'm not sure what they're talking about, people. But it's not a bad beer. If they would have said, yeah, it's a nice East Coast IPA, then that's more believable. I'm not gonna discount the score for that, though. I'm gonna give it the score for what it is, not for what they say it is. What's the score on the beer? A little more here. Okay, Bill Blingsnauer from Exeter, New Hampshire, recommending the Gallactic Dank Nebula from Clown Shoes Brewery in Boston, Massachusetts. It's not very dank. You know, when I say dank, when I hear dank, I hear funk, not skunk, people. Not skunk, funk. And this has no funk. Not sure what they're talking about. But it's not a bad IPA. It's not going to get a great score. Definitely not going to get a low score. But it's this is a Midwest East Coast style IPA. A little bit malty. They like to add the malt to it to give it more balance and more mouthfeel. You know, that whole deal, which is fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But you know, Frosty loves the West Coast a little bit better. This one, not going to be in the H, people. Not going to be in the H. It'll be the 7s. Not too high in the 7s. That's not too bad. The aroma's nice. Really pops. A little bit fruity. A little bit of pine. A little bit of pine. Flavor. A little bit sweet. A little bit of sweetness from the malt. No funkiness. So I don't, you know, they shouldn't call it dank. No Dank Nebula here. This one, what's the real deal, Frosty? This one is, this one's a 7.2. That's a review.